What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing well. We are back on FRSS, and there's one car from the brand update that I wanted to make a video about, and that is the good old Camry TRD. Shout out to the old Uber drivers right here, holding it down. And honestly, shout out to my boy Arrow. Shout out to the Camry in general. This generation, it's a special generation. I've had a lot of rides in this generation of Camry. Let me tell you, these things, don't be fooled by the fact that it's a normal economy car, because these things can fly. I'm talking about even the Turbo 4s. They go crazy, and I am gonna go try to emulate a Camry like my boy Arrow's. Obviously, he don't got the wide body, but you know, we can have a little fun with the car. However, trying to get that midnight shade, which does give up a purple hue if you ever see it in real life in certain angles, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to be trying to make this into a pursuit type of vehicle. Now, just driving this car in general, man, it's crazy seeing a car like this in this game. It feels okay. It's heavy. It definitely feels like a heavy saloon type of car. In terms of performance, it's not really gonna be wowing anyone. I mean, it's a E-Class car, and I upgraded it all the way to A. So, you know, it's just not gonna be anything insane like a R33 GTR, you know? However, it's just so cool to see a car like this being driven like this and having some nice customization options too. The Camry is, I'm sure a lot of people who are going to watch this, you have a memory with a Camry. You know, Camry has been involved in almost everyone's lives. And shout out to the Alpha. I think I was confused why the Mans was slowing down. However, I guess he just wanted to give me the win, which is pretty cool. So thanks for that. We're just doing some Camry crawling, and we are onto compromised in a situation where we're not going to compromise, and we are going to destroy all the cops. You can call this like the ultimate Uber run. You know, when you got to pick up your passenger, and you know, you got a big tip on the way. However, these cops, man, they don't want to see you succeed. You just gotta deal with them and, you know, just get to the destination. And that's what we're doing right now. This is just a typical Uber run, what Uber drivers usually have to go through. If you're an Uber driver watching this video, let me know what you think. If this is a realistic route for one of your drivers, it's definitely gonna be. You know, this is, shoot, maybe I might as well do a video of me on late departure with this car, because airport runs, Camrys are always doing airport runs, right? Man, that Rhino thought he can take me out? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are going strong. Nothing can stop us. Built Toyota tough. You know, this is a Toyota. You think you can break this thing down? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to do anything to me, alright? That's just the way life is. You know, you can't destroy a Toyota Camry. These things will last over 1 million miles. Think about it. Think about all the mid-2010s Camrys that you see still on the road. No problems whatsoever. The same thing's gonna happen with this one. I gotta say, the Camry, I'd say 2012 onwards, have gotten really stylish. Was it 2012, that generation? Yeah, after that generation, Toyota really stepped up their game. And I remember there was this one article, I think Toyota's for the 2020s. The CEO may have said Toyota is no longer making boring cars, which, hey man, we got a Camry TRD, so Mans was Mans was onto something, because I can't imagine thinking of something like this from Toyota. Imagine like 2000s, you know, you tell someone there's gonna be a TRD Camry, although there probably was special edition Camrys as well. However, one as insane and honestly as accessible as this one, well, quote unquote accessible, because cars are expensive, man. Camry, even now, it's no longer the cheap de facto car you can get, at least in the States. They are actually pricey, and TRD was no exception. If I'm not mistaken, TRD was around 45k. However, with dealer markups, these things are probably going for 55. And I know, 55k for a Toyota Camry. It's crazy. Really, the only thing that's saving it is the fact that it has 300 horsepower. You know, we're at a point now in life where 300 horsepower just isn't a lot compared to other cars you can get for the price range, because 300 horsepower itself is still a lot. Don't let no one fool you about that. You got people on the internet saying things like, oh, you know, that car only has like 400 horsepower, 500 horsepower. You know, I bet those people don't even drive. like that's literally gotta be the case, because ain't no way, like, unless you literally drive a car that's that powerful on a daily basis, and you know, you have a right to say, yeah, it doesn't feel that powerful because you drive a more powerful car, but majority of people don't. I even look at cars on the road. Most of them are probably about at max 200. Yeah, at max 200. My Mazda, for example, has 187, and those cops took themselves out, which is 1,000 plus IQ moment. Yeah, my car has 187 horsepower. And I do gotta say, if it wasn't an SUV, and if that engine was put in a sedan, it would be quick. Because the reality is, once you hit 250 plus, there is no need at all to have that much horsepower on a daily basis. And that's a scary thing about things like electric cars, because those things pack so much power. It's ridiculous. For example, I've driven a Model 3, I've driven a Model Y, and let me tell you, the power on them, especially the instant torque, it's nuts. It's actually nuts how, because those cars aren't even, they are obviously still expensive, however, relative to other new cars, they're like about the same. Especially when the federal tax credits were going on, they were actually, at one point the Model 3 was actually one of the cheapest new cars you could buy, which is crazy. And I'm talking about even the standard range one is still really quick compared to your bang average, even like the Camry, for example, your Corollas. Yeah, man, the power creep is crazy. And we also now got 1,000 horsepower Rivians and Hummers out here. It's just nuts. Like, they don't even need all this power. And man, I love this Camry. I'm so glad it's in this game. And FRS, this is awesome for adding this one. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good one. Peace.